Can you guys believe that it is the end of the first half of the year? That is so crazy to me. We're almost in July. We're in Q3, which I remember watching stuff last year and being like, oh wow, I wonder what Q1 feels like and Q2 feels like. Hello? I can't believe that we're already here. And if your Q2 was anything like mine, it was full of celebration, full of fun things, but it was also just really draining and exhausting at the same time. This is for you because the beauty is that we can separate the year into 4 parts and we can reset at every one of those 4 parts, or you can reset every month or every week or whatever you want to do. But this specifically is for the next quarter. It's summer. We're going to thrive. We're going to be cozy, of course. And yes, that's what this episode is for. Hello, everybody. My name is Michaela. I am the host here of Cozy and Thriving, the podcast. This podcast is where we learn to build a life that we actually want to be present for. And I'm so excited for today's episode. I don't know if it's because of the episode or just because I'm ready for this reset or whatever, but I'm feeling very energized today. I'm feeling extremely excited for the episode and just, I don't know, ready to conquer. So before I get started, I did want to let you know that Cozy and Thriving now has its own Instagram, so you can follow Cozy and Thriving Pod over on Instagram and we'll have fun over there. This episode is going to be a little bit more structured. I have my notes, my iPad, my phone, everything. I have 4 different parts that we're going to talk about. And in each part, I have some questions that you can ask yourself, that you can journal on, reflect on, whatever you do, whatever makes you happy. But the first part is going to be reflecting on Q2. So this is April through June. The prompts that I have for you are: what would your Q2 theme be? What routine supported you and what drained you? So these are all things to kind of like take in consideration when you're reflecting on the past quarter and then before you get into the new quarter. So for me, my theme was keep on pushing. I think that at the beginning of the year, everybody's so excited because it's January 1st, new year, new you. You're going to start making all of these different changes in your life, plans, whatever. And you get super excited. And then 3 months in, you're pushing, you're doing the thing, you're working hard, and it just becomes draining. It just becomes like you're kind of on the same wheel. Nothing's really changing, or maybe it is changing, but it's still kind of feeling like to you. I get it. I truly get it. That's how I felt all Q2. I think at the beginning of each quarter, I do get really excited because it almost gives that like new year vibe where you're just kind of like, this is going to be the best year of my life, or this is going to be the best quarter of my life. That's kind of how I get in each quarter. But towards the end, I'm like ready for the reset. But Q1, I was actually really hyped, ready to go the whole time. Q2, I was really hyped. And then just like towards the end, I was just like, I'm kind of burnt out. I'm like kind of like just floating right now, trying to catch up with everything. It's a lot, but Q3 is going to be the best quarter ever, I promise. Some things that really were amazing last quarter for me were being able to travel. I do really love traveling, and most of my travels were celebrating people, my cousin's wedding, Mother's Day, just like hanging out, being with the people I love. It was just a really fun time. I also got invited as an influencer, which was so cool because one of my June goals was to be invited or considered for an event as somebody who is present online. The fact that I was chosen was really awesome and just kind of like proved to me that I'm on the right path and that like if I keep pushing, like more opportunities will come. And so I'm really excited about that. Some habits that I personally decided that I wanted to start doing, I wasn't consistent in it, was drinking 1 40-ounce tumbler a day. I'm not the best at drinking water unless I'm really hot, so I didn't stay very consistent with that, but I will be. I will be staying consistent with it this summer and getting into the habit of doing that. So that way my body's like, girl, you need it. And the thing is I actually do like water. So some things, like if you're like me and you need to start drinking more water, instead of drinking it just like plain straight out of whatever, however you drink your water, put some lemons in it, put some cucumbers in it, make it cute, make it girly. I think that will also kind of help, one, romanticize your life a little bit, because that's what we love to do over here. But it'll also just kind of make your water taste a little different, and it it will still give you all the nutrients, plus some from the fruits and vegetables that you decide to put in your water. I guess it would just be fruits. Cucumbers are fruits, right? I don't know. They confused me when they started saying everything with seeds is a fruit. So I don't know. But even in all the high things that I've done this quarter, June definitely was the month that I felt the most burnt out. Because of all of my traveling, I felt like I got really behind on client work, and that has been super draining for me. I feel like I've been trying to still stay consistent with my podcast, which I have. Props to me, pat on the back. But I also have been like lacking in other content that I want to make. I feel like instead of having time during the day to do my things too, I'm having to also do client work. But we're getting to the end of that. I'm getting to like the part where I'm good. We're getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. My client work is being caught up. Okay, so now the second part is checking in with where you are right now. So the prompts that I have for you are, where are you really? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, what's weighing you down and what's lighting you up. So for me, I am definitely like ready to feel aligned with where I am. And I'm excited because I finally feel like I'm at a place in my podcast and in my content creation journey where I am starting to feel more aligned with what I'm doing. It's very easy to fall into other people's lanes, especially as a content creator, because you see what's working for other people. And so you want to step into that. And though I was still speaking like, you know, what was on my heart and what was important to me, I was taking a lot of inspiration and almost, I won't say copying, but I was like trying to do it that way. And when you try to do something someone else's way, it can burn you out even more. So I'm really looking forward to this quarter, like realigning with the content that I make, realigning with my goals and the habits that I do and just things in my personal life as well. And while I do still love my client work, I know that's not something that I want to be doing full time. And so I'm starting to set systems into place now that I can kind of like back away from that. If you are a client watching this, I'm still editing for you. I'm not kicking you out. I'm just setting my business up to work the way that I want it to work going forward. And as an editor, sometimes when you're being creative for other people, it's hard to be creative for yourself. So I'm making sure that my creativity stays with my stuff as well as being for my clients too. Another place that I am right now, I'm kind of just craving is routine and structure, especially in my mornings and evenings. When I started this podcast and when I started like talking really about just romanticizing your life and having a better workflow and day structure and everything, I was having a good 3-hour like morning. But when that time changed, I don't know if where you are the time changes. I think for most places in the US it does, but if it doesn't for you, I'm glad. But for me, when the time changed, it was like I lost an hour and then I just have been trying to catch up ever since. Thankfully, the sun comes in through my window, so that's been helping wake me up. But when it rains, it rained like all last week, I don't get up. I don't wake up. I just feel like I want more of a routine, more of a structure, more of like lining myself up for success and just having those peaceful mornings and peaceful evenings too, honestly. I think sometimes because I've been so burned out, getting off work, I just kind of like want to rot, as they say. People just sit on the couch and watch Netflix or watch YouTube, play video games, do whatever for hours on end. And as much as I love doing those things, I still like to do creative things that don't require a camera or editing software. I would like to still be able to color in the evenings. I would like to be able to do like hand crochet things, being more creative with my hands, painting. I bought a bunch of paints the other day so I could paint on a canvas bag, like a tote bag, and that's going to be so fun. So like just doing more creative things like that. I want to be able to have those again, and I want to start that up this summer. And what better way to do that? Like summer nights, I feel like are just so nice because it's lighter, longer, but it also just kind of cools down, but it's also still warm enough to be outside. So I can take my paint stuff outside. I could go to the beach. I could go to the park. Like there's so many things I could do in the mornings and the evenings before starting work and being creative with a camera and editing software. Another place that I am right now is super excited. I am so excited because I am planning my first ever camping trip. So if you have any camping tips, please let me know below, because I want to for sure know what I'm doing when I go out there. But me and my husband have never been camping. I don't remember. I asked him if he's been camping. I'm pretty sure that he said no. I know my family went camping once, but I was not there. I went to a friend's birthday party instead and slept in a hotel. But we're planning it for our anniversary, but also my birthday. My birthday is the day after we got married. I wanted to do it for my birthday / our anniversary. We're very much like peace in the mountains type people. I know I said that's not where I want to live, but definitely would be a vacation home for sure, because we just find so much peace there. Waking up in the morning, making a hot cup of coffee on the stove, on the little camping stove, wrapped up in a blanket, reading. It sounds so amazing. Like, that is something that you for sure can romanticize, and I definitely will be doing that. So I'm so excited about that. So I'm just in that mode of like excitement for that as well. Even though it's in Q4, you can always be excited for things in the future. Okay, so now that we have talked about Q2, we have talked about where we are currently, how we're feeling, what we're looking forward to, all the things. We are now going to start talking about our vision and intentions for Q3. The prompt questions for you is, what is your word for Q3? I feel like when we can choose a word to kind of like be in a certain season, that it's easier to try to follow that and try to accomplish that. And so one of the things that I always say is romanticize your life. And so if my whole year is about romanticizing my life, everything I do, I'm going to start to romanticize. The fact that I sit down and record a podcast every single week for my 1,496 subscribers at the time of recording is just amazing. The fact that I have a cute home, the fact that I can go on a nice little walk to the park, the fact that I like to do hobbies and play the Nintendo Switch, like all the things, I can romanticize every little part of my life. So if you can pick a word that you want Q3 to be, I almost said Q4. If you could pick a word for Q3 to be, what would that word be? And then also, what are you going to be committing to? So for me, my third quarter word is realignment. This is where I want to, again, like realign with my content, realign with the goals that I set at the beginning of the year, where I want to continue to romanticize my life. I want to continue figuring out ways to not burn out. I want to continue to just feel like me again. This little motion is kind of crazy. So I want to just emphasize that this isn't a time where you're going to burn everything down that you've started building to in Q1 and Q2. This is where you're going to just kind of like do this motion, realign, get back to what your original goals were. So for me this year, at the beginning of the year, 3 things that I wanted to focus on was my content, my mindset, and my health. For those things, I wanted to grow. I wanted to become more knowledgeable in. I wanted to be able to shift my mindset to things being possible and not being impossible. I wanted to make my content something that I aligned with, and my health. When I say that my health is a priority, my health is to stay and be the healthiest version of myself. I have kind of just like not been in doctor's offices, dentists, whatever. And I started last year going to the dentist, finding doctors and everything just to like check me out, just to make sure everything's good. I'm healthy. Okay. Every single doctor has told me that I'm healthy. I don't always feel like I'm putting the best things in my body. I don't feel like I'm always taking the best care of myself that I can. But to hear that keeps me motivated to want to continue to keep my health going up. So some things that I want to do to keep these things in place going into Q3 is to have almost like a no work before self-care. One of the things that I realized was that I was prioritizing content and work before I was the things that I consider self-care. So like spending time with God in the morning, drinking water, going on a walk, working out, doing all of those things. And I realized because of the lack of me getting up, I felt rushed in the morning. And on top of that, I used to not put my phone in my room. Now my phone is right by my head and it wakes me up in the morning so I don't have to get up and turn the alarm off. That alarm is so annoying. I need to get a new one that will wake me up more naturally, I guess, and like not be annoying. But the one that I have is ridiculous. But me putting my phone outside of my room will help me to get up so I won't just grab my phone and start instantly scrolling. I know that people say going to grab your phone is like not what you should be doing in the morning. Like everyone says that, but I don't think that many people take that seriously. But I'm telling you, if you put your phone somewhere else, like put it out of your room, your first thought won't be, let me go check my phone. Your first thought will be like, let me get up, let me go wash my face, let me brush my teeth. I want to spend time with God. Let me go spend time with God. I want to make a cup of coffee. I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. I want to journal. I'm going to go journal. You'll be so much quicker to go to those things before you grab your phone. And because I was sleeping later than I want to, and then having my phone to just like scroll, I wasn't getting up and I wasn't prioritizing the self-care that I want to have, that I literally want to prioritize. So I have some goals that I want to hit in Q3. It has a lot to do with social media and content creation. So that's what I'm going to share here. But I also have some personal goals to me that I want to hit and I want to maintain. So I just encourage you to have the same, like don't make them super mundane. Like I want to lose 10 pounds. Like that can be a goal, but make it like deeper, make it more than just losing weight, make it more like, this is how I want to eat. This is how much water I want to drink. This is how much I want to move, things like that. I'm just using fitness because that's kind of like one of mine. So 2 goals. One is to reach 2,500 subscribers. My goal for each quarter has been to grow 500 subscribers. I have been behind, which is like another thing that Q2 has taught me. Just because your goals aren't reached at the time that you set them doesn't mean that they won't ever happen. That doesn't mean that I can't reach. Okay, I'm reaching for 2,500. If I don't get there, that's okay, but it's still a goal of mine. Another goal of mine is to start my ebook. I literally never thought that I'd be somebody to write a book, and it's not even like that deep. Like I'm not writing it about my life. I'm literally just writing it about how to romanticize your mundane life, and I'm so excited about it. I want to start this month, or this quarter, sorry. So that's in the works, but you heard it here first on the podcast. You want to know an ick of mine? It's this part of the microphone, and I just rubbed it and now I'm getting goosebumps. I cannot stand the feeling of that. I do not know why. It's like not going down. That's crazy. Okay. Basically, in this quarter, I am planting small seeds for my future self to reap the benefits. So you can do the same, y'all. You can do the same. Okay. And now we are finally at part 4, which is actually our weekly reset plan. So how we're going to thrive this summer. So I don't have any prompts for you because this whole thing is going to be a prompt, okay? What you're going to do each week is check in with yourself. And these are the questions you're going to ask. You're going to ask, how am I feeling? What's my focus or intention this week? What's one cozy thing I want to prioritize? Because we're cozy queens over here, okay? This is how we're thriving the cozy way. For me, this will probably be on a Sunday evening just to kind of like set up for the rest of the week, how I want to feel, everything. So Sunday night, I'm going to do a journal and ask myself those things, journal about those things, put it on paper. So that way at the end of the week, at the end of the quarter, I can go back and be like, wow, look at all the things that I accomplished. Look at all the things that I wanted to do and kept or didn't work out so much or whatever. That's what we're going to do. Another thing that we can do and we're going to do this summer is plan one fun thing to do, whether that's just going to the park and reading, whether that's going to an amusement park, whether that's going on a trip, going to a coffee shop. I am so blessed that I live by the beach, so I can go to the beach. There's so many things that you can plan, even if it's like inside, like doing a movie night. I think I've like talked about doing like indoor activities as well. You could plan a hobby night, all the things, like plan something fun to do every single week. It doesn't have to be extensive, doesn't even have to require money. It just needs to require something that you actually want to do. Put it in your calendar if you absolutely have to. Putting it in your calendar shows that you're prioritizing that, because if somebody asks, hey, are you free this day? And you go and check your calendar and you're like, oh, I planned my fun event this day. No, sorry, I'm not. Easy as that. And because we're like cutting in the middle of the homebody diaries, I guess I should say something about our space, but we're also going to reset our space. We're going to be talking a lot about this in the rest of July, so don't worry, we'll get there. Pick one room or one space that you can like reset every single week, whether that's your bedroom, your kitchen, your living room, whatever. And it can even alternate. So if you're deep cleaning your bedroom one week and then you deep clean the kitchen the next week, like do what works best for you. And of course, the next two are very personal to me, but I think that they can help you as well. One is resetting your health by hydrating, drinking water before coffee, eating one nourishing meal. We're making sure to reset our health, okay? And it doesn't even have to be the biggest shift ever. Like, I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I didn't start working out, so now I need to work out 7 days a week, from going from 0 to 7. This cozy girl right here will never work out. Well, I won't say never, but most likely will never work out 7 days a week. That just does not sound appealing to me, fun to me, whatever. I have to actually learn to enjoy the act of moving my body and working out before I can commit like that. And then the last one is like just having phone boundary. Because my job is online, because I'm the only one that works for myself, my clients, everything work related is on this device. And so I have to learn how to separate myself from it sometimes. We have to have a phone boundary. With all that being said, you are now going to be entering into your era of thriving for the summer by doing all these things weekly. It's going to be such a good summer for both me and you. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait until Q4. I know you guys are probably going to be sick of me with all the fall content. Also, for all of my fall girls, if you're not a fall girl, cover your ears. July is when stores start putting out the fall decor. So get it now. So that way you get all the good stuff. That's what my plan is. If you catch me outside in July, walking away from Target with pumpkin bags, mind your business. So remember, this is your season to realign. This is not to overwork, overthink, or overdo anything. It's really just to get back into alignment with your goals and with what you've been wanting to do and striving to do, and we're going to thrive and do them this summer. Don't forget to follow the Cozy and Thriving Pod on Instagram. I will link it below. I'm so excited about that Instagram page because it's just all things for the podcast. I'm making this just a bigger thing, and again, this is something that I'm realigning with and just really putting my focus and my all into, and I'm so excited about it, and I'm excited that you guys are along for the journey. So with all that being said, you guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful Q3. I am posting on Sundays now, as you probably can tell if you're watching this now. So every Sunday you will get a new episode from me. I'm in a good mood, y'all. I'm in a good mood and I'm ready to conquer the rest of this day. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and until next time, bye everybody.